the best ideas for craft projects I can get when I'm sleeping. But that's a problem, isn't it? I mean, I can't go to my bed and lay in my bed the whole day. I mean, what shall my neighbors say about that? I'm just wondering how my neighbors could see that I'm sleeping, but I think you got me. And the other way around, taking my craft supplies to my bed is also a little bit difficult, I would say. So I thought, why don't I make a pillow for my craft desk? So I have this pillow here, which I want to upcycle. This is just an old ugly pillow, but the inside material here is very fluffy, and I think I can use that for today's idea. So this is a project for this year's Dephemerember. That's also the reason why you can see our little craft buddy Effie here on this piece, what I've printed out here. And I want to use this thing here as my top layer of my pillow. So this is what shall be seen in the end. If you have never heard about Dephemerember, you can find all the information that you need down below in the description box of this video. You can find there a link to my website, to a blog post where I have some written information about Dephemerember. And you can also find the playlists from 2021 and 2022, because this year's Dephemerember is already the third year. And of course, you will find the playlist of 2023 there as well. We already have some videos that you can watch. And when I say we, I of course mean my dear friend Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, who is hosting Dephemerember together with me. And on her channel, of course, you can also find videos about Dephemerember and what we already have done. I will link her Dephemerember 2023 playlist down below the video as well, so that you can check that out. And she, of course, is making a pillow today as well. So if you don't want to miss that, check out her video. The link is down below in the description box. Where else? So this here I have printed on a canvas material. That is this stuff here. I bought this locally, so this is called Universal Canvas, and you can put that into your printer and print like on paper to this. I'm really in love with this material. It took me a long time to understand how gorgeous this is and to get it, but I'm sure you can find something similar on, for example, Amazon as well, if you don't have an Action close to you. So I have printed this to that material because I thought that this is, yeah, it's not like real fabric, but it's flexible, and I thought it could be a nice material for making the pillow, because I want to use that pillow not only to put my head on top of the pillow to get some ideas and perhaps some sleep here on my craft desk, but I also want to use that as a needle pillow. Of course, when the needles are in here, I won't put my head onto the pillow. Yeah, that's not a good idea to do that at the same time, but that's just another idea how you could use what we are going to create today. You can see that this page is a little variation of one of my Dephemerember 2023 printable pages. So this is just a variation of one of the junk journal pages. Perhaps you have already seen the printable. If not, you can find the link down below in the description box. At the moment, there's, I mean, when you watch the video right now, when I publish it, there's a pack with some junk journal pages available and a pack with ephemera. And you can find both of the links down below in the description box. Thanks to all of you who have already purchased that. Makes me so happy that you like this set. But of course, you don't have to use Effie on your pillow. You can also use something else. If you want to have exactly this arrangement, you can find that as a freebie on my website. The link is also down below in the description box. I have manipulated or changed this page a little bit because I wanted to have Effie standing among those flowers here and in the center of this whole image. So if you want to do that the same, then you can find the freebie link down below. The original page, there Effie was here on the left, so it's like, you know, a full sheet, and the problem was Effie was here and the flowers are here, and I couldn't bring that together without problems. So I thought, why don't I just take him and put him here to the flower side? And I did that. Also, the thing with centering Effie, because later on my pillow is going to be somehow like this, and you know, like this, a little bit like bended. And I think it's a good idea, if you want to do something like this and you want to choose an image, then choose something where your focal point is in the middle, so that you don't have the problem that it's here, for example, on this side, and then you have this curve here that could perhaps look a little bit strange. Then I found a material that I want to use, and this helps me to go a really easy way of making this pillowcase, because I have never made something like this. I have one pillowcase that I made in my kitchen. Don't look too close at that, because, you know, it's not really a rectangle, but it's made by myself, and I'm really proud of that. And that's the reason, you know, why I want to go the easiest way, because I'm not a like pillowcase making expert. So I thought, why don't I take this stuff here? I think I bought that locally as well, but I think you can find something like this on Amazon as well. I want to try to put this here around this image, so that these little pong-pongs are all around the pillowcase later. And I'm doing that because then my life is really easy, because I want to sew over this from the top. Normally, you would probably take 2 pieces and put them, you know, one piece here, the other piece like so, and then you would sew around and turn it to the other side. I don't want to do that, because I think, you know, that is not the easiest way, and I want to go the easiest way. So the next thing is that I also want to get a really cool edge around here. I have seen something similar a long time ago on Instagram or somewhere else. I don't know, I can't shout someone out, because I can't remember who posted that, but the person made a pillowcase where this frame was around, and you could see and feel it, and that looked really cool and a little bit junk journalish. So I thought I want to try this here. I will sew with my sewing machine, but you can also, of course, sew this by hand. If you don't have a sewing machine, that is also the reason why I'm going this really easy peasy way. So let's take this, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this all around this piece with a zigzag stitch that is approximately as wide as this thing is, so that it holds really well. So here we go. That turned out relatively nice, I would say. It was, yeah, I would say it's a thing where you have to take your time. It was not so difficult, but take your time so that everything is straight. I have a tiny little mistake here, as you can see. Not so amused about that, but I think we won't see that so much later when this is finished. I guess that this happened because this material is a little bit stretchy. Can you see that? That was the hardest part, to hold it in place and not pull too much, so that it's not like, you know, getting curves or something. To make my life really easy, I've left the ends here a little bit longer, so that I now can just cut them off, so that we have a nice edge here, because I have absolutely no skills to take something like this pong ribbon and sew that around the edge in one piece. Don't know how to do that, but I think this way looks nice as well. So I'm just going to, what is this? Just going to cut the rest off here. Don't cut the wrong pong, Louise. That would be not so nice. And now we need something for the back, of course. And for that, I want to use this Tim Holtz fabric. I think this is a really nice contrast to the image on the front here. For my second pillow for the German video, I have used this Tim Holtz fabric. That is also really, really nice. I think I like this even better, but I wanted to try like a contrasting color. What am I trying to say here? If you have this fabric and you are searching for a fabric that matches exactly this image, then I would prefer this. If you like it matchy matchy, if you want to have contrast and you have this fabric, then try this, because you get contrast with this and like complementary colors with this fabric, and with this you get it more matchy matchy. But of course you could also use something totally different. Why don't I use the same fabric here? I don't have enough left, and I want to try out what I like better in the end when everything is finished. So I'm going the opposite way, you know, contrast with this thing. So another thing that I want to have is, and that's why I'm looking which edge is the best to cut this. I want to have some of this intense writing here. Here it's a little bit more faded, so I think I want to go with this piece here, and I want to have my edges frayed. So I'm going to take my scissors and I tear a small strip off from here. Oh, this is so sturdy. So that I don't waste too much, but that I get this like little grungy and junk journalish look here, just like this. And I also tear this a little bigger than this is. So I'm looking to this edge and this edge. I'm ignoring the pong-pongs, and I'm just placing this here, just like so. And I think I have to iron this first. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I will quickly iron this, because otherwise I think I won't be able to get a rectangle out of this. Here we go. That looks way better. So now I'm putting this on here, trying to get a small frame all around this top piece. This is approximately, I would say, a little bit more than 1/2 centimeter, because I want to see this color, or let's better say the other side of the fabric. I mean, I will turn this around when I will sew this in a second, of course, but I want to see those fibers peeking out in between of those pong-pongs. So I'm going to cut in here with approximately the same distance like here, of course, and here, like so. And then I'm going to tear this to get this frayed edge all around, just like this. And then let's decide in which direction we want to use this. And I think when I turn the pillow, I want to see it like this, because here it's more intense. That seems to me like this is the bottom, and if I place this somewhere like so, then, you know, I always need something like a bottom. So I will turn that around like this. Then I'm going to put it like this, and as I said, I will iron over this little area there, and then I will sew this on with my sewing machine, but I will leave a little opening either here or here or here in the middle of one of the edges here, so that I can then stuff this material from my pillow in there, and then I hopefully have a nice pillow in the end. So here we go. This looks really, really cool. I really like this. This is really nice, especially because the back of this fabric has something like this color-wise, and I really like that. That makes this also not so massive, even if I really like this contrast with the black as well. I've also chosen that because here's a lot of black in the flowers. From the back it looks like this now, and perhaps you want to know how I have sewn this. I mean, with what kind of stitching. I went over it with a zigzag stitch first. I have done this like, you know, similar to making a soft cover for a journal. This is probably how I would sew around a cover as well. So zigzag first. I've went back and forth in the corners here to make them a little darker, a little bit more standing out. I think that like looks really nice in combination with the fabric and in combination with the pom-poms here, which are also black. And then when I had that, I went around with a running stitch, also back and forth here over the corners, so that I get it even darker there and a little bit like, you know, wonky junk journalish. So then we have this little opening here. It's relatively small, perhaps a little bit too small. I'm not sure, but we will see. So I'm going to take my pillow here, and where is my bone folder? I found it. It was laying directly next to me. So I'm going to take this material, a little bit of this, and then I'm going to just stuff this in here. And do you know what? I'm really, really excited about what you will do with this idea, because when I look at what you have already done, for example, and that's just an example for how amazing you are, with this fabric bowl that we have made a while ago, I was like a little bit in a creative shock when I saw your ideas on that and your, you know, how you have done it, because you have included so many additional things to that fabric bowl. It's just amazing. When I saw your results on social media, on Instagram, and also in my Facebook group, Junk Journal Deutsch, that means German, but it's in the meantime an like international group. You have posted a lot, and I was like, oh my goodness, what are the people doing with this like simple idea? You have included pen holders to the bowl, also really cool dangles, for example, and some other really, really cool additions, and especially those which have been made out of, for example, old jeans with pockets and so on. I was really, really amazed by that, and that is just one example for how amazing you are. It's not only with this bowl, but also, for example, with the Dephemerember journal cover that we've already made. You have made so many cool things, but especially with the bowl, I was like, I want to delete my own video and make a new bowl, including some of your ideas. That was, I mean, I nearly have no words. It's just so cool. And I'm really happy about that, because Dephemerember is a lot of fun, of course, but at the same time, it's so much work. And it's always so great when Barbara and I see how amazing and how thrilled you are about this series. That makes everything so much easier. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we have fun when we do these things, but editing the videos and making our posts for social media, you can imagine that is like, yeah, the work part of the fun. Do you know what I mean? It's not only creating, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to fish for compliments or something like that. Don't get me wrong. I am really, really grateful and happy that I can do what I'm doing here. But at the same time, there are those days and hours where you think, holy moly, how long shall this take? I want to get this finished because I want to, yeah, be creative again. And then all of this stuff around is sometimes a little bit annoying, especially when technical things are not working like you want that. I mean, perhaps you know that. If you have your own YouTube channel, then you know what I'm talking about. There are some technical things that sometimes can really wreck your nerves. And when you then see so many amazing things from the community, it's just heartwarming. It's so cool. I am also really curious what Barbara has done with this idea. I'm sure, because I already saw a little sneak peek, she has sent it to me. Because of that, I'm sure that she made something totally different with this idea, and I'm really curious how she felt doing this. So if you want to check that out and get another idea, or let's say a variation of this idea, then check out her video, please. The link is down below in the description box. If you would get a piece of chocolate for every time you say the link is down in the description box, I think that would be not so good for your weight. But it's there. It's in the description box. So I think this is okay for me now. Now I'm going to my sewing machine again. I will just press this down and then I will sew over this first with a zigzag stitch and then a running stitch, so that I have the same look like around here. And I really like this edge. This is just, it's cool, but especially because those pom-poms do what they want. They are not so regular, and this looks really cute, and you have something to play with, and that's really nice. So I'm going to sew this. So here we go. This is closed now. The only problem that I had was that the fabric went too far to the inside when I have sewn over this. Can you see it's a little bit irregular here? And I've lost the look of those fibers here. The frame is, can you see that? Here it is where it has to be, and here it's a little bit like, But I think I'm okay with this, and oh, I get an idea. I get an idea how to solve this problem. Why haven't I taken one of these tools and opened the sewing here to make it new? I mean, that would be no problem. Just open this and pull the fabric and then sew over it again. I have left this because this is my second pillow like this. Yeah, I have made this for the German video already. That was the first one in this style, and this is my second one. And I have to practice that. And I think you have to practice things, and that's the reason why I left it in the video, so that you can see that, you know, this is not a fake, it's the real life, and you have to practice things to get better. That's a fact. And sometimes, and I think in this case it's the case, you can also get some ideas by those mistakes, because now I think, why don't I take a piece of this fabric and make a little tab? Cut that into the right width, tear this, and then decide how big this shall be. I want to have this not too big, but perhaps like this. We could even sew some buttons on here. Why not? I mean, why not? So this is the button that I have chosen, and I have already sewn this piece on here just with a zigzag stitch going over this black material here. But now I have realized I have to cut off the pom-poms, because when I turn this like so, it's, you know, this is in the way and I can't sew my button on here when there's like, you know, this wonky thing. So I'm going to just cut these off. So here we go. I really like this. This is just a really nice addition. And I'm just thinking, I mean, if you won't sew the button on, you could even use this as a pen holder. This is probably now relatively thick, so I'm going to take a thick pen. And you could, I mean, then you would probably measure this. Oh my goodness, look, that would work as well. I mean, then you would have to sew the button on first so that it sits here, to not close the opening here, but that would be a nice addition. That would be a similar idea to this idea that some of you had for the fabric bowl, and when you have put this pen holder thingy to your bowl. Nice. I think this button is too big, isn't it? Meep. Yes. I think I have the same one in a little bit smaller size. Yeah, that looks better. So I'm going to sew this on, and I'm doing that with a white thread because I want that you can see that it's sewn by hand. So this says handmade now. Can you read it? And I think that's a really nice addition. Okay, so then the last thing that I want to do here is I want to take some black acrylic paint. This is just mixed with some water, and I want to splatter a little bit to this. Yes, of course, you could have done that in the beginning before sewing everything. For me, it's easier like this, and I have, that's also an emotional thing, I would say. I have more the feeling of finishing a project when I do the splattering in the end. I won't use my heat gun here now because I think it's not such a good idea in combination with this stuff from the pillow. I will let this air dry, but then, I mean, it will not change, yeah? This will stay exactly the same. So that this is now my finished project for today. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, then please leave a comment below the video, and I will try my best to answer your questions as soon as possible. Of course, you can also leave a comment if you don't have a question. And I hope we will see you the next time with another idea. Have a very creative day and see you the next time. Bye bye.